Brains need to poo too. Hey, your cognitive digestive system works a lot like your nutritional digestive system, and you've got to keep a great flow of things coming in and things going out. And if you keep things locked up here, it's no different than if you kept things locked away down here. You know that feeling when you need to go to the washroom and you really need to go, but you can't go right now, and you have to do some work, or you're talking with someone, but you can't think about anything else other than the fact you really need to go to the washroom right now. That's the same thing that happens when you lock things away up in your brain. So if you keep secrets hidden up in your brain, particularly if you're hiding the fact that you're dealing with mental health issues and you don't talk openly about your mental health, that's gonna cause huge problems. If you keep things locked away up here, it's no different than keeping things locked away down there. And some interesting research that came out this past month shows that this isn't just a metaphor. People who are keeping secrets and holding things back actually feel like life is more difficult. Check out the study, it's down below in the info section. It's called The Physical Burdens of Secrecy. What they found in the study was that when people were asked to keep a secret, they actually believed that things in life, say a hill for example, was steeper than it actually was. They found tasks felt more difficult, things took longer. Right? And there's nothing else changed in what they were doing, they just had to hold a secret. Now, a possible explanation for this is because holding a secret and managing all the complex systems in your life to make sure no one finds out about your secret actually takes up a lot of what's called cognitive load. So basically energy in your brain. If you're constantly managing everything to try and make sure nobody knows whatever it is you're trying to hide, that takes a lot of energy. So suddenly, normal everyday things, since you don't have as much energy left over for them, are going to seem much more difficult. So you can see how for somebody with mental health, this is a big problem. Okay, so what happens is, somebody's got a mental health issue, they're not talking about it, this makes normal everyday tasks seem more difficult, which raises their stress level, which causes more anxiety, which actually makes the task more difficult, which causes them more mental health problems. Of course, they're not talking about those mental health problems with anyone. So now, again, things are going to seem even more difficult, which is going to raise their stress level, which is going to cause more anxiety, which is going to make people avoid experiences because they think they're too difficult. And again, that level of secrecy just keeps going up, and they're having to hide more and more of their problems. See, mental constipation is not cool. So, I mean, that's one reason to be open about your mental health issues. It's actually going to make life easier. And that's something that I've found personally. Being open about talking about mental health issues is fantastic. Another reason to be open about your mental health issues is that it helps you unravel the tangled knots that get all messed up in your head. I really like this graphic that Daniela submitted to the Everybody Has a Brain Tumblr board. It's just a great example of how when we have mental health problems, we really develop these knots in our head, and we're constantly thinking about them and ruminating about them, and we just keep tying that knot tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. And of course, thinking about these things that we're thinking about and thinking about them more, and it just causes more and more problems. So talking about mental health problem, what's going on in your head, keeping that great cognitive digestive system flowing by putting things out there, it helps you reflect on them, helps you talk about them. Other people can talk about what's been going on in your head, and often that is all it takes to unravel the problem. Look, everybody has a brain, so everybody has mental health. If you don't deal with your mental health proactively, if you don't take care of it, it is going to deal with you. We saw two great examples of this recently. One, the director from the Coney 2012 video. What happened to him? He has this very public breakdown on the streets of San Diego, I think in his underwear, screaming at the world. All right, another was that JetBlue pilot we just heard about the other day that got tackled by his own passengers because they were worried he was actually going to bring down the airplane, and he was screaming and ranting about there being a bomb on the plane. And friends of his said that, they were baffled by this breakdown. It's very out of character. No, it's not out of character. He has a brain. Everybody, absolutely everybody has mental health, and anyone can develop a mental illness. And so if you're not taking care of your mental health, if you're keeping everything locked up inside of you, if you don't find a great way for your brain to poo at a time of your choosing, in a place of your choosing, well, your brain is going to do it at some point. And then you're not going to have control over how it happens. It's just going to happen somewhere out in public. So be proactive about your mental health. Find a great way so your brain can poo, so it can get all of these waste products out. It needs to happen. Things come in, things need to go out. You need to take care of your brain. All right, it's possibly the most useful thing I can tell you here on Everybody Has a Brain is that everybody has a brain. You have mental health. If you're not taking care of it, bad things will happen. Right? So talk about what's going on in your head. Be open about mental health. Discuss your problems. Get them out there. Untie the knots in your head and live a mentally healthy life.